As I sit here and ponder, I think it's a good time for me to share the greatest side hustle that anybody can do. And I'm being serious with this. I've been thinking about it a lot. I'd never put out content before, so this will be my first video on anything. But I just wanted to share this with you guys because I've been sitting on a gold mine that's helped me out for the last year. Really develop some side income, which this goes out to people who are watching that are looking for side income. This is exactly why I chose this particular side hustle. Or if you want it to be your full-time income, you can do that too. And I mean, I have results in both. At first 6 months I used this as a side hustle. I was making like, first month was like 1,000, second month like 2,000, 4 months in was like 3,000, and I'll get into that. But just wanted to ask why you guys here. I wanted to share this with you guys, but I'm sure you were like me, desperately searching for a side hustle that actually works. And I'm here to share what I believe to be the easiest side hustle out there. And I say that because I have a few friends that have tried it out and made money. I mean, I'll get into their stories a little bit, but for me, I was looking for something that at the time I was broke and I was wanting extra money. And I was looking for something I could do fast. I'm not trying to wait around if I need extra savings or trying to pay off debt. And I'm sure why you're here for that reason as well. Is you don't want to wait 90 days to build up something to make some extra income. And I wasn't either. So I think it's time for me to share this gold mine with you guys I've been sitting on. And as you can see where I started, this is my little barn back here, but I got something in particular back there. It's called couches. And this is a side hustle, is reselling couches and furniture. So I'll get into what that looks like, but I wanted to share my story because I think it's impactful in the way that a lot of you might resonate with it, or might take away something. I hope so. That's why I'm sharing. But anyways, like a year ago in September of 2020, 2020 September, I was looking for ways to make extra money. I was working for a company called Cintas. It's basically a linen company where I would just, wash people's clothes and bring them back to them clean.
Hi, I'm Dante Fernandez with Cintas, and I'm ready for the workday.
But I was working at the job, probably making $2,500 a month take home, and I was just looking for extra side hustles, ways to make more money. And I came across a video by a guy named Ryan Panetta. I'll put him right here. But at that time, I was searching for a side hustle, watched his video, and it was the first time I saw a video where I was like, man, I think I could do that. At the time, I didn't have a crazy skill set. I was working in sales, or it was mainly service, customer service sales, but it was still sales, but I didn't have the greatest skill set to where I couldn't, develop a e-commerce store online, or do all these other side hustles that are out there. Like, I didn't have the time or the skill set at the time to wait and develop that. I was impatient, but I found a hustle that worked. And basically, I saw that all I needed was a truck and some space. So at the time, I used the garage of our duplex to basically start storing couches. And I remember my first flip, I'll put it here, I got it for like 75, and it was pristine condition, like just a 3-seater or maybe 2-seater, but I sold it for 200, and I was just so ecstatic. I remember going there in my truck. Well, I'll let you guys know. I ended up buying a truck for $1,200. It was a long bed GMC Sierra. I named it Johnny Boy because it was my first truck, and it just felt good because I knew I was like onto something, just having a truck in general. But those were the two steps, and I guess the barrier to entry is having a truck and having some space. I used my garage for like 6 months out of the time I've been doing this to be my storage, or my place to store the couches, work on them, and then resell them. I'll get into the details, but anyways, what I was looking for was side income at that time. And I discovered just after my first sale, my first month, I think I made like $1,000. I wasn't really tracking too huge back then, but I track a lot more now, and I'm clear on the profits I made now. But before, I was just like excited to make a couple extra $100 a week. Like, that was a big difference. And my goal was to, at the time, I think I had like $3K put away in savings. And my goal was in September, by January, to have $10K saved. So I just did the math, broke it down, and was like, okay, this is what I got to do, action steps, and ended up just putting into work to where by January, my goal was to make it to 10K and then give away my truck to my girlfriend's dad, which January came. It was his birthday in January. I gave him Johnny Boy, you know, this truck that mean the life to me. Or it was a truck that was putting in work. When I got it, it had like a bullet in the back bed. You know, it had some character. It was, you know, I love that. I love that truck. It's still running strong today, to this day. Anyways, I got to that goal. I had 10K put away in like 4 months of just reselling, and I was able to give that truck to my girlfriend's dad because he's a hustler too, and he didn't have a truck, so I wanted him to have one. But after that, I got a new job, and I was like, you know, maybe this new job will give me more income. But what I found is, at this new job, I was working 40 hours a week. I was drained. I was beat up. I was working on roofs, cleaning moss. Like, I'm looking at a roof right now with so much moss and a steep pitch, and believe me, I don't miss it at all. But for 6 months, I was working at this job with no truck anymore. They gave me a company truck, so I was like, you know, excited to take on this new chapter because my goal was just to make more money. So I took another job, a vehicle, to do so, and I was just extremely unhappy. I was breaking down my body every day. I had to be there every morning at 8 a.m. And I got off at like 4, sometimes 5 p.m. And I'm working in the elements. You know, I live in the Pacific Northwest over here in Portland, so it's always raining, it's cold. You get some sunny days, but it just wasn't the job. I would imagine some of you guys watching have jobs that you hate. And for me, I really, really hated it. But that time was really fundamental for me because I spent most of the days listening to audios that basically got my mindset correct and gave me the courage to eventually step away from my job and feel comfortable enough to go full time. So within the span of that 6 months, I was like, man, what can I do? Trying to find more side hustles. You know, how can I replace my income? Just searching, digging. And I was just like, man, let me look at the results I had in these 3 to 4 months flipping couches. You know, I was able to put away 10K. I was able to, you know, make like $2,000 a month, a little more than that sometimes. And I was like, why don't I do that full time? And it was like eye-opening because I was searching all along for something that works, and I had proven to myself that this couch flipping thing worked. So why the logical thing for me to do would be go do that, and, you know, do more of it. So that's exactly what I ended up doing. It got to a point where I was so unsatisfied working for cleaning these roofs and cleaning gutters, you know, that I ended up just buying a truck again. I got like a Toyota Tundra, used, like I think it was $4,200 or so to buy this truck, and I got restarted again. And it was like such an exciting time for me because I finally made the decision to bet on myself and become self-employed. And that was huge for me because I come from a background of no entrepreneurs, nobody did like sales full-time. It was all like blue collar. And you know, right now the work I'm doing is a little blue collar, but at least it's for myself at the moment. But I looked at this as a way of escaping my 9-to-5 job. So in my first month, that's when I started really tracking, working out of the duplex garage. I made $4,321. Next month, I made $4,580. And then it went up from there and kind of stagnated for the rest of the year towards like, I started in May or June, and it kind of stagnated at like $3,000 to $4,000 a month. I was probably putting in 20 hours a week. But the big thing I really desired while I was working at that job was freedom. I wanted to wake up at noon if I wanted to, or study in the mornings if I wanted to. So as soon as I started working for myself, you know, those are the things I got to experience of like waking up and spending the whole morning like reading or writing or doing things I want to do. And I found out that I got a little, you know, lazy, content, and I had some limitations set upon myself of, you know, I've never made more than $5,000 a month. So I was constantly putting a cap on myself of what I could do. Plus I was comfortable, you know, I had my own free time, literally like 20 hours a week. And like most of the work is just driving, you know, it's not labor intensive like my last job. So, you know, I was really, really happy, but it got to a point where you know, I was finding, like I said, staying at 3 or 4K. But I was like, man, there's definitely a limitation I have on myself, because I was getting caught in my comfort zone. So I ended up being able to befriend a guy named Machine Gun Mitch. That's my dog. I'll put him right here. But basically, he helped me identify these limitations I had, and use basically a technology to remove these limitations so that I can start to move forward. So when I met him, I think I had like one of my lowest months ever in business. It was like 2,300, I think. I had like COVID and whatnot, but it was a really low month for myself, and ended up meeting him, and he helped me tweak some things, and like I said, work through some of these limitations, introduced me to a technology called TechnoTutor, which I used to basically remove things, beliefs that I had around money in particular, and around work ethic and what that looks like, because I had these limitations in my mind of, you know, I don't want to work or grind to make money. Like, I was like, I know realistically, mathematically, this is what it would take to make 8K a month. That was my goal at the time. But I had some limitations around what hard work is, and I was like, I don't want to, you know, kill myself again just to make money. You know, I had all these limiting beliefs that it was basically words within me that I was defining incorrectly, such as money. That one was really charged because, like I said, grew up with a family that never really made a ton of money. So when I had the chance to make profits over wages, it was a big shift for me. But basically, November I met Mitch, and January I had a 8K month in business, and I was hyped. If you have an 8K month and you're used to making like 3 to 4K, trust me, it changes direction of things. And it was really exciting. The next month I hit 6K, next month I hit 6K, and this month is gonna be an 8K month. I feel it. But anyways, back to I just wanted to share that just to show what's possible. And you know, I started with it part-time to where I wasn't really working too much. Like I said, 20 hours a week. You know, I was in my pajamas till noon, sweatpants, but at least that gave me time to think about what are my next steps. I have a friend of mine who quit his job at AT&T and started doing the same thing, selling couches out of his garage. And he got a storage unit. Like right now, I ended up renting out a shop in my mom's backyard, thanks to my mama. Thanks to mama. But he ended up quitting his job and just using his garage to resell, and was able to make crazy, unheard of money. I think he had a 2K day, to where, like, I was like, man, anybody can do this. To the point where he was able to make money in such a short period of time that he could take a month off, get his real estate license, and plot for the future. So I always look at this is just a tool, you know. I know this isn't what I'm gonna do full time. I have a friend of mine named Joe, shout out to Joe, who been doing this like a year longer than me. I think he has one employee doing this, but he used a lot of this money to generate capital to start investing in like crypto and whatnot. Ended up making more from crypto than he did from couches. So there's definitely opportunity if you want to use this as a tool. This is how I see it. This is how I see any vehicle, money-making vehicle, especially a side hustle. It's just a tool to get you closer to your dreams. And just some of the cool things, just been able to, like, these last 3 months, been able to put away 10K cash, you know, just to have cash flow. Everybody needs cash flow to where you can start, like I said, redirecting it towards other investments, or maybe just reinvesting into yourself, or looking at other opportunities. But I think everybody should have time to have a side hustle that at least gives them enough cash flow to where they can start plotting on what they want to do full time, or what career they want to pursue. So I wanted to share that today, just to let you know there's definitely opportunity. And for those watching, like, if you have any questions about what this looks like, I wanted to share my story. I know I didn't get into the tactics of, you know, what it looks like to really have a successful just like reselling little business, but if you had questions, it's really straightforward and simple. I'll be making more videos on what it actually takes to have like a constant, you know, flow if you want to start part-time or full-time. But the way I started, like I said, is I just bought a $1,200 truck and used my garage, and that's it. And I was going on Facebook, OfferUp, Craigslist to find these couches and resell them. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I just wanted to share a little bit about my story. This is my first time making a YouTube video, so sorry if I'm a little, awkward on camera, but you got to start somewhere. So that's my story. I'll give you a little sneak peek of the barn. Ooh. Anyways, yeah, I'll be back for more.